Next, I'm going to install these hot racing brass diff covers for the SCX24. And they're basically the same thing. So, part number is SCX24. Part number. That's what they look like. Okay. So, let's get into this. Alright. So, there we go. 9 grams is how much it weighs. So there you go. It's got some weight to it. That's definitely going to help it crawl better than stock. Yeah, it's got some nice weight to it. And then we'll get into this one. We're going to do the front and rear diff covers. Yes, we are. And they're exactly the same. This is also 9 grams. Focus. Hot racing. Comes with some hardware. Of course. Alright, so here's that. So let's get started taking plastic diff covers off. Go. Body off. See if I can get to this without having to remove anything. I think I'm going to do the rear first just because it's going to be really easy and straightforward. Super easy. Nothing in the way. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to remove. So we're going to remove these screws here. Go. Loosen these up. It's going to look sharp and really help with handling, especially when it's crawling. This thing should be really nice. I have some brass wheel weights that are coming from Hot Racing. They I got all of this, everything that I've oops, sorry. Oh, about that was kind of loud. Dropping stuff here. It's been a long day. Alright, so like I was saying, everything that I've installed on this so far is from Hot Racing. The shocks and the brass wheel hexes and the drive shafts are all from Hot Racing that I got on eBay. Now the brass, and they arrived yesterday. Now the brass wheel weights, those I couldn't get on eBay, so I bought them on Amazon. Well, they're taking a little longer to get here, so those are those screws. They actually look a little shorter. Well, Interesting. Some of these screws are the same size. I guess I should be paying attention to where I'm pulling these from. Probably be a good idea. So these are two. I'm going to kind of arrange them like this. So those are the top two. Just so I have an idea of the size of what these are. I have a feeling they're different sizes maybe? No? Same size so far, I think. Let's see. No, those are a little shorter. I'm probably going to need to know that, so those are a little shorter. These ones that are in the center here, they're a little shorter. I'm guessing that, let's see how long these are. These are the same size as those. Okay. So there you go. And that is what Diff looks like inside. Okay. But there's a bearing I'm going to need to take out of here. Maybe. Yep. Yep, there's a bearing I got to take out. Interesting. Let's see here. Alright, so that's the arrangement there of that. I'll pop this bearing out real quick. See how easy this is to kind of pop out. Not that easy to... Let's see here. Wow, that's in there pretty good. Let's see. Wow, there it goes. There it goes. Alright, now what I want to do is just slide it in there like that. Gently press it in. There we go. Good to go. If I was paying attention, that wouldn't be good. If I'd missed that little step. Kind of need that bearing. That worm gear there, a little shaft goes on top of the bearing, slides on that worm gear shaft. And you can see, there you go. So this is going to just slide over top like that. Okay. So let's see here. That's interesting. It's kind of, there we go. It just kind of presses in. Then I can install the screws, and I think I want to pay attention to size-wise, because I think that's kind of how I'm going to figure out how these screws go in. Top are the longer ones. Kind of makes sense. So these are the long ones. And these are all the same size. Yep, these are all the same size. So they'll go in that order. That's the long, and then the two smaller ones. That way I'm putting the screws in the right way. So I'll start the same way I took them out. I'll start with the top screws, put them in first. This is screwing into plastic, so you will not need Loctite. They do make, Hot Racing does make some aluminum, let me get it here a little closer, there we go. Aluminum drive shafts, or axles I mean. But I didn't really see the need to do that. and that was going to get expensive, and I'm trying to keep this on somewhat of a budget. Somewhat of a budget here. You know, I don't want to tighten these all the way down yet. There we go. Alright. Oops. Alright, we'll pop this in. There we go. I guess we can zoom in a little bit here. There we go. We're going to screw this in. We need to screw it in all the way. There we go. So the two longer ones go there. And then these four smaller ones, they're the same size. All four of these are the same size. They're going to go right in these bottom four screws, holes. Bottom four screw holes. Just slide them in. There we go. Snug them up. Snug them up, snug them up. Now I'm going to go in a crisscross pattern while I'm doing this. So this is not all the way, so I'm going to tighten this down like that. Yeah. Go a little tighter now because I'm going in a crisscross pattern with these here, so I can kind of get these a little tighter, snug things up. I'm not going to go all the way yet though. Alright, now I'm going to tighten these up. Alright. Oh, getting there. Getting there, getting there, getting there. Alright. So I'm going to kind of crisscross pattern here. Let me hold this axle. There we go. Just kind of snug them up. You don't need to, you know, torque them down too tight. Just kind of, because we are going into plastic here. Just snug them up. There we go. That's still kind of loose. Let's tighten that all the way down. There we go. Now we're good. Just snug it up. That's why you kind of want to go in crisscross patterns so you don't want this to seat flush. I don't want the seat crooked. So then we just snug these top two up here. Come on, get in there. There we go. You don't have to use one of these tools, but it makes it so much easier than using the Allen key they give you. I don't know. I must have put it away. I don't have it out here now, but yeah. You can use the Allen key they supply you, but this is so much easier if you have this, if you have a driver. Yep. Alright. So the rear diff cover is installed. Look at that. Pretty cool. Now we gotta install front diff cover. Now I may have to remove the tie rod up here, steering linkage, to get to it. It's just going to be a little tricky if I don't, so I think I'm going to remove it just so it's probably only need to remove the one side and just kind of slide it out of the way. I'm hoping that's all I got to do. Save myself some effort here. Yep, that's all I got to do. Now that kind of frees up room here for me to get to my screws. And let's remove the front plastic diff cover. Once again, we've got 6 screws to take out. I'm sure it's going to be the same as the rear. All right, that's one. Lost a screw, lost a screw. Here it is. Found it. Oops. Alright. That's the only problem with tweezers. Sometimes they don't like to stay in the tweezer's jaws there. They like to fly out, these little screws do. These little screws can be a pain in the tuchus. Alright. There we go. Let's get this other screw out. Removing the screws is the easy part. Stuff's just in the way, so these are not wanting to come out. There we go. The key is not to hold on to that too tight. There we go. That's better. Well, that's better. These scissors out of the way. Alright. Now we're on to these 2 screws in the middle. Oops. He's stripping out my screws here, getting ahead of myself. Getting anxious, getting excited. Let's see what it looks like. This is combination of bling and a nice performance upgrade. Anytime you can get some weight low, especially towards the bottom of your axles, it is a good thing here. I'm going to replace the links, the 4-link suspension and the steering linkage with aluminum, hot racing aluminum. They just were all sold out, so I couldn't get them yet. But when I do get them, these plastic ones are going too. Just not a fan of plastic links. Actually, had a choice, I'd rather have gotten the links over the drive shafts, but they had the drive shafts, so I bought them. They didn't have the links, so I didn't get them because I couldn't. But no one. Hobbies didn't have them. Amazon didn't have them. eBay didn't have them. And when you go to Hot Racing's website, if you've ever shopped on the Hot Racing website, they direct you right to either eBay or Amazon right from their website. So you just click on whatever you want to get, and it usually does tell you whether it's in stock or not. Now, I got lucky with the shocks because they said they were on Hot Racing's website. They said that they were out of stock, but I went on eBay and just typed in the description of them, and they actually had them. So I was like, ooh, sweet. Gotta get those. That's the main thing that I wanted was the shocks. Man, this diff cover does not want to come off. What is holding me up here? Nothing really. It's just hung up on that shaft. It just doesn't want to come out. I got this hung up on the worm gear shaft. I got this steering linkage in my way. Come on, stop being so finicky. Just being finicky. Almost got you out. There we go. It was just hanging up on that bearing for some reason. Not sure why. It did not want to come out. Alright, now this bearing is going to go in here. Like that. You're just going to kind of get it flush and just press it in. Easy. That was easy. Now it's just a matter of putting it back in. Hard part is trying to make sure that when I'm doing this, it's in frame so you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. If you heard that click, that means that it just popped in. It dropped down a little bit. I gotta push it up in. It's interesting. There we go. Yeah, it dropped down a little bit. It wasn't quite all the way. Now we're all the way. Yeah, the front's a little bit tricky because the servo actually mounts on top of the front diff, which I didn't really realize till now. That works. Yeah, the servo mounts right on top of the front diff, so you want to push that servo mount into the front diff so those holes will line up, otherwise it's not going to screw in. Right. Okay. Now we should be in business. Should be in business. There we go. Now we're screwing in. Now we're screwing in. Trying to get so I'm not in the shot here. It's not easy. I got all this stuff. That's why I did the rear first, so you guys can get a good view of how it all goes in there, because this, I got a ton of stuff in my way here. I need to use these tweezers. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oop, you're not going to be able to really see this one anyway, because I got to get around this servo arm here. Just wanting to fight me today. Trying to do this so I remove as little as possible here. There we go. Okay, now she should just screw right in. There we go. Screwing in now. Screwing in now. Just have to get around that servo arm. Alright, I don't want to smoke them down. Actually, I'm going to back them off a little bit. Still got to put the other 4 in there. There we go. There we go. Get that out of the way. So, like I did before, I'm just going to slide these in. And actually, what they'll do when I do that is I'll hold that steering linkage up and out of the way. With a being like that. Get in the hole. There you go. Thank you. I'll slide these in like that. There we go. All right. I'm going going to tighten them out crisscross, so I'm going to start here with this one. Tighten it down some. I'm going to move over here to this one. Tighten it down some. There we go. Go back to this one. Tighten it down. Don't want to tighten it down all the way. That's probably good. Probably zoom in a little bit here. Yep. You guys can see what's going on. You're going to tighten this one down. Tighten this one down now. That. There you go. Let's move to this one. Snug it up. Move back here to this. Snug it up. Alright. Go back here. Snug these up. Keep moving back in a crisscross pattern. That's snug. That's snug. That's snug. I'll tighten these up. It's a little tricky getting in here. Let's move it this way. There we go. Let's move the steering servo arm. If it's in your way, just kind of shift it out of the way so you can tighten it up. And there we go. All snugged up. And that is what it looks like. Looks pretty good. You can definitely feel the weight. I can feel it now. And I just got to put this screw back in here. And then we'll be good to go. So, Beyond the Blue RC1, hope you enjoyed watching this video. Hit that like button, subscribe, and smash that bell. Until next time, keep on RCing out there.